want to fix some of these other elements. So, for example, this is funny, but we'll go to the Faerie ring and you enter the Faerie ring, but nothing happens. It's not supposed to display this icon. It's kind of getting it a little bit wrong. You know, we go to the mill, and that showed crystal, but we got gems. You see here, we got 2 gems. And then if we go back, he says, I'm sorry, there's no more resources, but it's showing us 2 wood. We're not getting any wood. So there's something weird going on with that structure. And, you know, we're also ending up with this situation where the sawmill is triggering again. We also have this Shrine of Magic not being implemented. So these are some of the event things that I want to fix. And so we'll start with the windmill event. The logic should reset every week. So the new day logic should reset this structure as being unvisited. And I'm pretty sure I have this right, but anyway, I'm just re-specifying that because I wanted to make sure it resets every week correctly. And I'm pretty sure that's already done. And I think I was thinking that maybe the 2 wood was being given to it, but I think it ended up being some other issue. And then I described the Magic Shrine event. So A2 is the byte 8 tile code for the Magic Shrines. So I need to assign a magic spell to it when we initiate the map in memory, and then it can be any spell level 1 to 3. Maybe it's 1 to 4, because I feel like I've gotten Dimension Door there once before, but I'm going to have to just keep playing the game and see if I ever get a level 4 spell there. So far, first time I played it, now I got like Fireball and I think like View Heroes, which are both level 3 spells. So anyway, I explained the spells are displayed from Spells ICN and the spell icons are loaded from resources. In event actions, the hero should learn this spell like they do with the Mage Guild. We may need a Teach Hero Shrine spell function that is the single spell version of the function that's in the Mage Guild that teaches the hero the Mage Guild spells. And so here's the documentation from my Mage Guild document from when I did that a couple days ago. The spells are never reduced. A cast count of 0 means the hero does not know the spell. And then in the event's CPP display, we're going to display the dialog box, and then I wrote out with wrapping the text for the shrine. If the hero doesn't have a spell book, this is what it says. Now, if the hero does have a spell book, this happens. So I gave it all that info, gave me a couple passes here. It added the shrine state. So it tracks, you know, basically what spell is in a shrine, and then stores that in memory. We added to the Mage Guild screen, that's where we create the Teach Hero Shrine spell. And kind of makes sense to put it there. And we removed the stub for A2 because we're now filling it out with actual functional logic. So the shrine is not visitable equals false because every subsequent visit you just relearn the spell. So there's no difference. The only difference is if you don't have a spell book versus having a spell book. We add the Mage Guild screen to event actions for Teach Hero Shrine spell. This feels a little bit weird to me. Like engineering wise, I'm not super happy that we're doing this, but I mean, it works. And so I'm going to leave it for now and just document it, and we'll worry about it later. And then the windmill was looking already correct. So made some of these changes. See if I have a build saved from this. Events fixed, spell power fixed. Let's see what we fixed here. So unfortunately you have no magic book to record the spell with, and it's curse. Okay. Well, so let's go back. Keeps clicking. I have a bug where the offset, the castle logic doesn't work here and it works here, so that's another bug I need to fix. It's harder to get back to the castle. You know what? Let's just restart. It'll be faster. All the little bugs we got. So let's build a Mage Guild this time. And buy the spell book, and we got a couple of spells. Okay, great. So we're gonna skip out of that battle and go up here. Oh, we got Fireball, the level 3 spell. That's cool. And that's another bug when we pick up the resource, but we're on the spell shrine. And this has been fixed too, where we don't get the second sawmill. So I think I actually fixed that later here. I think we're getting ahead of ourselves. So the windmill, there's a resource icon being shown that returns wood, and this icon should not be shown. Also, the resource icon being shown is always crystal, not the actual resource that's given to the hero. The event actions seem to be working, but the event CPP seems to be displaying the extra icon on the second visit. No icon should be displayed, and that first icon is not matching the resources that are given the hero it should match. Similar to the windmill above, the Faerie ring 87, the icon should not be displayed on the second visit. Maybe we can make a variable for the icon on second visit. Same with gazebo 0x8a and fountain 0x89. There should not be an icon on the second visit screen. And then we also want to check how the luck is recorded for the Faerie ring and the fountain. They both give +1 luck to a hero if visited before battle. This is tracked on the hero, not on the event structure. So I don't remember when I created events if I was tracking this on the structure, as in the structure was visited or how many visits it got was counted. It's tracked on the hero. Did the hero visit this before a battle? Once the hero goes into a battle, then then that's cleared and they could visit it again. They could visit it before every battle if they want, but only once per structure. So if you visit the magic fountain and the Faerie ring, you get +2 luck, 1 for each structure. It's similar for morale and other things, and I think I did this already, but I don't remember, and I'm just like, just make it work this way. So we go through that, and I added the battle screen and battle trigger to clear the luck variable for the hero visits after a battle. So it discovered the bug on the windmill, cleared the icons on, it basically runs this icons clear for the revisit. Faerie ring visited and hero fountain visited. This is in the hero, so this function is run from the hero. It's not run from the tile. And then we're also doing a post-battle reset where after the battle, we reset the hero's luck and morale. And then the windmill resource type, we pass that into the event result so that it knows what to pass instead of just passing crystal. And then on the revisit, there's no icon shown. Typically when you would see wood, it's because it's like just giving you 0 because wood has the ID of 0. So wood is usually a sign that something funny is going on in the memory. Let's see. Goes through some arguing here. Already visited fix, icon on revisit. So it's just working through these. A bunch of changes. This took a while. And then we get our different event updates and the battle screen updates. I got a couple of compile errors. But they were fixed. And then I want to change this so when the hero enters the entrance to a castle or town they own, I want that to trigger the opening of a castle screen, 0xA8. I think there's also 0xC1 and 0xC0. Or maybe it was C4. I can't remember which value it was. I thought it was A8. I think it might actually be C1 or C0 because this didn't work. And then also for mines, the sawmill and the alchemist lab, these are the byte 8 tile codes. The second visit should not give a nothing happened. It should just trigger an event if the structure is already flagged by the heroes, or it should not trigger an event if the structure is already flagged by the hero's color. So only if the mine was unflagged or flagged by an opponent would the event trigger. So changes, goes through that, and it basically worked. And I'm going to show you the the final build for that, where we did have so pick up some gold. We go to the Faerie ring, and it's possible the music isn't supposed to play on the second visit, so we actually got crystal that time. And if we go here again, we don't get anything. We're going to pick up some wood. Just auto battle out of that. This is still a bug. When I click on this resource here, we pick it up and it shows up there, but it doesn't play the sound. It plays the sound of the tile that it's currently on. So I'll have to figure out that bug. But as we saw here, if we go back again, there's no... Suddenly there's no noise there. And let's just test the gazebo. So that's, yeah, that's looking decent. I think I could go all the way up here. And here, let's do a new day. Okay, why is this clicking over here? So we're still getting the odds. There's occasionally we get some strange routings here. And what I want to test is this Faerie, or the magic fountain here. Maybe there should be a space there, and that you drink from the enchanted fountain. It looks like there maybe should have been a space there. Yeah, I think I need a space there, but nothing happens. So I better double check my my text in the code. But anyway, that all seemed to be working, and I made a few documentation notes on it, and that's just lots of odds and ends, but fixing some event things. There's still plenty of bugs, but we're chipping away at it and just making small improvements incrementally.